Hey, what is up guys? I hope you're all doing well. I just finished casting Gwent Open number 2. It went terrifically. We saw the Gwent champion Piable getting 3-0'd by a newcomer called Gandalf. So that was so much fun to see. Nobody expected it, but I think newbies always pack a punch and you should be careful for them. But during the Open we had some announcements and I will now go over the new neutral cards that have been revealed. And the first card is Alti Bald. It is a human, it is a mage. It has a Zeal Order ability which says infuse an enemy unit with, whenever your opponent plays a card, damage self by 1. So in other words, whenever you play a card, your opponent's card which has been infused will damage itself by 1 point. This card also has a cooldown of 3, and whenever you play a curse card, it will reduce the cooldown by 1. So with all the new curse cards in this expansion, something like Alti Bald might actually be a viable card in your deck. Next up, we have something that most people have been waiting for from the very start of this expansion. It is none other than RENFRI. And RENFRI, of course, is coming from the Last Wish book in the Witcher series. It's a short story, one that you should definitely read, and it sort of ties the whole Cursed Black Sun expansion together quite nicely. So RENFRI is a human, she is a bandit, and she is cursed. Now, on deploy, if your starting deck has at least 25 units, this will create a curse to replace your leader ability. It will then create a blessing and infuse your leader ability with said blessing. So this is more complex than it might seem at first glance. So of course you can first use your leader ability before you play a card like RENFRI, but here are the 7 deadly curses. First up we have the Curse of Lust, which will spawn a base copy of an enemy unit on the opposite row. Secondly, the Curse of Gluttony, which upon using the order will boost an allied unit by its base power. Thirdly, we have the Curse of Greed, which upon using the order will spawn your stratagem in your melee row, then create a neutral stratagem and spawn it in your range row. Not bad, right? Fourth, Curse of Sloth. Play a bronze unit from your hand, then draw a unit of your choice. Curse of Envy is damage all enemy units by 1, and if any had different powers than their base power, damage them by 2 instead. Then Curse of Wrath, damage an enemy unit by 7. Death Blow, deal excess damage to adjacent units. And lastly, Curse of Pride at number 7, destroy an enemy unit with 10 or less power. Alright, but that's not all. Now it's time for the blessings. So firstly, we have the Blessing of Chastity. At the end of your turn, if your leader ability is not used, boost the lowest power allied unit by 1 point. Second is the Blessing of Temperance. After using your leader ability, set the lowest power allied unit to 12. Thirdly, Blessing of Charity. After using your leader ability, play the lowest provision unit from your deck. Fourth, Blessing of Diligence. After using your leader ability, randomly split a damage among all enemy units. Fifth, Blessing of Kindness. Whenever you play a unit with an odd power, boost it by 1 for each adjacent even power unit. And whenever you play a unit with even power, boost it by 1 for each adjacent odd power unit. 6, we have Blessing of Patience, which has a cooldown of 7 for your actual leader ability, which is the curse part. And then lastly, Blessing of Humility. Whenever you pass, boost the lowest power allied unit by 5 points. This is honestly such a cool card, and really all you need to do is make sure that your starting deck has 25 units. That means 25 cards that you can play onto the board for points. It's not any specials or any artifacts, it's 25 units. So seeing that the deck limit is 25, that means you will have to either include more units into your deck or take out all specials and artifacts. So it takes some setting up, but it's obviously not impossible in the slightest to pull this one off. Lastly, we have RENFRI's gang, which is also part of the lore. You can also see this in one of the episodes in Season 1 of The Witcher. There are human, bandits, and cursed as well here. On deploy, if your starting deck has at least 25 units, summon all copies of self from your deck to this row. So this is a thinning card. You'd obviously want 2 of them in your deck because it's a bronze, meaning if you play this, you're going to get the other one, which is also 6 points. So it's going to be 12 points of tempo right off the bat, which is not bad at all. Also going to help thin the deck. Yeah, not bad. You're going to have to go all in with the 25 units thing though if you want to make this work. I'm sure we're going to get people who are going to make it work quite nicely. You're going to have to build your deck around one of the curses and one of the blessings that Rainfree gives you. Obviously, you can't choose out of them all. She's probably going to give you 3 to pick from, like sheep, and you're basically going to go ahead with that. But yeah, guys, that has been it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this expansion. It's going to come out on Tuesday, so not a lot of time left. We'll do some theory crafting on my Twitch channel on Monday, see what tricks we have up our sleeve, and then Tuesday we'll be streaming all day making new decks. I hope you guys had a great weekend, and I'll see you later.